Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today we'll be presenting our physics art integration project, which is done by Akshay, Dheeraj, Alex, Abhinav, and Yash. So we'll be including the topics reflection, refraction, mirrors, lenses, a kaleidoscope, and the Apin art of Uttarakhand. So now reflection and mirrors will be explained by Dheeraj.
Reflection is a phenomena of a change in the path of light. Uh, there are two laws of reflection. That is, the first law is that the incident ray, reflected ray, normal, all lie in the same plane. The second law is that the angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence. That is, the angle I is equal to angle R. As you can see here, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie on the same plane, that is a mirror, and angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. There are two types of spherical mirrors. The first type is the concave mirror. A concave mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface is towards the center of the sphere, and convex mirror is just opposite of that. That is, the reflecting surface is is away from the center of the sphere. As you can see, the concave mirror, the reflecting surface is towards the center of the mirror, and in convex mirror, it is away from the center of the sphere.
Edit the Byju's part, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Uh, the mirror formula is is 1 by f is equal to 1 by u plus 1 by v, where 1 by u is the distance of object, and v is the distance of image formed.
Now refraction and types of lenses will be explained by Akshat.
Yeah, so refraction is a change in the speed in the direction of a light wave caused by the change in wave speed when the light ray passes from one medium to another. Laws of refraction to say that incident ray, refracted ray, normal are in the same plane, and Snell's law, which states that sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of r is equal to nu. Yeah, so these are some pictures of refraction. So types of lenses. So convex lens, a lens which is thicker at the center and thinner at the edges, and concave lens is a lens which is thicker at the edges and thinner at the center. Yeah, so these are the pictures of concave and convex lenses. So the formula of lens, so 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, where again 1 by u is the distance between object and the lens, and 1 by v is the distance between the uh, image and the lens. And this is
So that was the theory part of our project. Now let's talk about the art aspect. So Yash will be explaining the making and what is a kaleidoscope.
So kaleidoscope is a toy that we've seen quite a few times in fairs and stuff. It is fairly simple to make if we try at home. On the next page, you will see some of the ingredients, not ingredients, the raw materials to make a kaleidoscope. In essence, you need pieces of glass, ideally 3 rectangular pieces of glass. Could be 4, could be 5, it depends on your wish. But the simplest kaleidoscope would use 3 pieces of glass. You take a because you wanted to keep the object simple. There's a simple cardboard cylinder that will be the covering. In essence, you take the 3 pieces of glass and or other reflecting mirrors, and you tape them together to make some sort of a prism, which is open at both ends. Cover it with your cardboard box and ensure you attach transparent films on either side. Now, the reason why we need them to be transparent is quite simple, because you need light to pass through. Only if there's light passing through a kaleidoscope will you actually get image. At one end of the kaleidoscope, you will make a small chamber of sorts, in which you will fill all the decorative materials. At the other end, you will make a small hole, and that will be what you look through. So when you hold your kaleidoscope up through the light, the transparent film will allow sunlight to pass through one end, and that will illuminate the little things, and you will get colorful patterns like these, which should be visible from the other end where you drill the hole. That's the construction of kaleidoscope.
Now we have a video of Abhinav explaining the working of a kaleidoscope.
Hello. Hello, my name is Abhinav and I shall be explaining how the kaleidoscope works. Alright, so at the most basic level, a kaleidoscope is made up of two or more mirrors or reflective surfaces positioned at an angle to each other, usually forming a V shape or a triangle. A collection of objects is positioned at one end of the mirrors and there's an eye hole at the other end. So this is the diagram of a kaleidoscope where this is the eye hole where you place your eye, and the other end of the kaleidoscope is called the object chamber, where you would normally place shiny objects such as broken bangles or other objects of your choice, and then you end up with patterns which are formed inside the kaleidoscope. And these are a few important formulae which allow us to calculate the number of images formed when you have two mirrors inclined to each other at an angle theta. So let us look at the first case, and so this is our first case. The mirrors are inclined to each other at an angle theta, and theta is 90 degrees in this case. So what should we do first is calculate the value of 360 upon theta. We should be getting 360 divided by 90 degrees, which is 4, and 4 is an even value. And as you can also see that the coin, the object, is placed symmetrically when you consider is placed symmetric to each of the mirrors, and therefore the number of images that shall be formed is 360 upon 90, which is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So according to the formula, you should be getting the number of images as 3. Let's verify this. When you have your object, which is a coin, which is placed symmetric to both the mirrors, you end up getting your first image, second image, and your third image. So therefore this formula holds true, and it should also hold true in this case as well, where your theta is 60 degrees. Now we can move on to how the kaleidoscope actually works. So when looking through the hole, light filters through the glass or the on the end of the object chamber. This is the object chamber where you keep your shiny objects, and illuminates the objects, which then reflect off all of the mirrors. These reflections bounce off one another as the light passes through the tube. Right? So the light is reflected off of the object chamber, which then undergoes multiple reflections before it ends up at the eye hole, and the observer sees the image at a certain location. And this happens for various rays. As you can see, this is the first image location, second image location, and that you have various image locations. All of these image locations, all of these images contribute to one particular pattern, which when viewed through a kaleidoscope look very beautiful. So this is basically how a kaleidoscope works. Multiple reflections is the principle that is used. This is another picture which shows us the inner side of a kaleidoscope, where this outline, as you can see, is the object chamber, right? And as you can see, that light is reflected off onto one side only, as they've shown in this picture, creating a pattern. And this would happen as well for the other side too. So you'd be getting a lot of patterns which when combined look very beautiful. And yeah, so this is how a kaleidoscope basically works. Thank you.
So for the art aspect of our project, we have decided that we'll be combining ray optics with the famous ape art of Uttarakhand. So basically what we have done is we have used ray optics, and we have made a kaleidoscope, and whatever design which came out of the kaleidoscope, we have incorporated that in the form of apen art. So let's have a look at it. So first, apen art is an established ritualistic folk art originating from the state of Uttarakhand. The art is done mainly during special occasions, household ceremonies, and rituals. Practitioners believe that it invokes a divine power which brings about good fortune and deters evil. The art is special as it is done on empty walls, which are brick red in color, called geru. The actual art is done with a white paste made of rice flour, and art is frequent to floors and walls of puja rooms and entrances of homes. It is also practiced mostly by women. The art form has great social, cultural, and religious importance. So here we have a picture of apen art done on the floors of the house, and on the right side we can see it on the walls. So this is the apen art done by our teammates. So this is the end of our project. Thank you.